Hello and welcome to the Specialization podcast. My name is Alistair McDermott. I'm creating this podcast for experts and consultants who provide some sort of service, usually to other businesses. And if you're listening to this, maybe you've been told or you've come to a realization that you need to niche down in some way. You want to specialize your business. So I came to this realization, and actually, it took me quite a while to figure out what the problem was. Back in around 2015, 2016, 2017, I was trying to create content. I really wanted to do more content marketing for my business. And I was trying to write blog posts and I was trying to plan a podcast. And I had this difficulty and I couldn't figure out what was going on. I was finding it really difficult to create this content. And I love writing. And so I found it hard to understand, why am I finding this so difficult? And as I started to dig into the problem, I tried to figure out what's going on here. I realized the problem is I'm trying to write for everybody. And at the time, my business was called Website Doctor, and it was a full services web agency. And so all the different types of clients that we had we had mom and pop stores, we had global organizations, we had everybody from a company that owned a quarry to a children's magician for birthday parties. Every type of business that you can think of, e-commerce businesses that sold shampoos and then we had a retirement planning company. And so there was so many different types of businesses that we were serving. And I was trying to create content, and I was trying to create a content that was advice for all of these types of different businesses that would apply to their websites and to their online marketing. And it's just impossible. And so what I realized is I need to niche down. I need to niche down more. And that led me into this world of specialization, which has been fascinating and hugely valuable for me. And so I want to give back to people who are trying to come along behind me and trying to figure this out, because there are a lot of difficulties with specialization, and it's not easy. It's fraught with kind of fears. There's a lot of different types of fears associated with it, which I'll talk about in one of the episodes. And so what I'd love to hear from you, if you're listening to this, is I'd love to get your feedback about this podcast. And I'd love to hear from you if there's something that you want to hear, that you want to learn about that's not in this podcast. Let me know. So I've got a series of episodes all about specialization and how and why. And so hopefully it will help you to niche down. It will help you with your specialization decision. And I'd love to hear from you about that specialization journey as well. Let me know where you started, what obstacles you've encountered, and how you get on with it. I love to talk to people about specialization. And in fact, I'd love to talk to you maybe even on my other podcast, which is called The Recognized Authority. And I talk to people about their specialization journey on there. I've talked to Sarah Dunn, who took her generalist web agency and she niched down to now she does SEO for wedding professionals, for wedding planners mostly. And that specialization journey, it was really interesting because she actually took a wrong turn and had to do a U-turn. And I'll talk about that a little bit later in this podcast as well. People like Wolfram Moritz and how his small consulting firm beat out a massive global consulting firm for a contract. And that was because they were specialized. And so these stories, I love to hear these stories. I'd love to hear your story too. But for now, I'm going to start the next episode about why you should specialize. Thanks for listening. See you in the next one.